Hey there. I'm going to talk about our last week. This is week 12 on the mentor guide. It's actually week 13 if you've been counting. But yeah, it's our last week to meet with our mentees and go over the going deeper questions. And so there's not as much to say about this because week 12, I'm looking at page 100, these questions are kind of repetitive. I will say that if you didn't meet with your mentee last week, you're going to be covering weeks 11 and 12, twice the material, so it might be a longer meeting. But I covered week 11 on the last video, so I'm just going to look over some of the questions on page 100 and make some comments about it, and then I think I'll be done. But yeah, so if this is your last meeting, I would say you want to get them sharing specifically about how they are going to walk when Thrive is all done. And the goal of week 12 is to really impress upon the mentee that God has blessed them so that they would be a blessing to others. God never blesses us just so we could be engaged in a self-improvement project. Genesis 12, 1 and 2, God calls Abram to leave his home and to go to a land that he'll show him. And he says, I'll bless you. I'll make your name great. He goes on and he ends verse 2 by saying, I'll make your name great so that you will be a blessing. I'm going to bless you for the purpose that you would be a blessing. And that's true for us as well. He doesn't deliver us from sin so that we can just have an upgrade in our life, but he delivers us so that we might be a redeeming presence in other people's lives. I'm thinking of Psalm 51. David confesses his sin. He says later, I will teach transgressors your ways. Like, deliver me from my sin, and I will teach others how to be delivered from their sin. That's one example. These questions just repeat this idea. Like, number one, how has God blessed you so that you'd be a blessing to others? How is number two? How has He gifted you? What spiritual gifts have you been given? How are you going to use those to serve the church? Number three, how will you use your testimony of God's grace to guide others towards Christ? Everybody who knows Christ has a personal testimony, and it can be one of the most non-threatening ways to to share the gospel, honestly. Where has God placed you to serve? I mean, these questions are repetitive, saying the same things, asking the same things from different angles. One idea is if your mentee has gone through the material, has done the homework, if you've witnessed change in their lives, then consider inviting them to mentor, or to say, hey, I think you'd make a great mentor next semester. Maybe even a group leader. Let us know that you're suggesting it to them, but that's a great way. They've been poured into this semester, and next semester they turn around and get to do exactly for others what's been done for them. So that's just an idea. Suggest that they consider leading in Thrive. And after you've gone through some of these questions, summarize some of the big takeaways. Ask them what is some of the biggest things they've learned, and just pray for them. That's a great way to close this. But pray for God's blessing in their lives, and then if you plan on being at the Thrive celebration on Thursday, tell them that you'll see them there. If not, then just pray for them, and you'll be done. I will say thank you. We really appreciate your service to us, because there's no way we could reach all the people that we reach in Soul Care and Thrive in general. We could not go to the depth. The number of hours you've invested in your mentee is something that would be literally impossible for us to do. And so we really appreciate you. I hope God's blessed you in the process of going through this. Okay, until next time, take care.